All right, let's talk about it. The Secrets of the Dumbledore.
What were his secrets? I feel like he didn't have that many secrets in
Are
this
you
movie.
kidding me? He's gay, first of all.
Oh, that's his secret? That's
He's
hilarious.
fucking gay. We didn't know that. You know, we never really they told us he's gay in interviews, right? But
Was
we
this
never
first movie
really
we saw
saw. I think in the last movie he's like hitting on like he and Depp maybe have chemistry or something, but it's never explicitly stated. And then like 2 minutes into this movie, Jude Law is just like, "Hey, Mads Mikkelsen, I wanted to fuck you," and Mads Mikkelsen is like, "I know."
Yeah. I think they have a great relationship.
Yeah, I think they have good chemistry, actually. I think, you
Yeah.
know, and by the way, Jude Law, when you watch something like The
He's
Young
lovely.
Pope, you're like, he's the dominant man. Like, what an alpha, what a Chad. Fucking love Jude Law, right? But then.
Can you sing the song?
The Young Pope! Getting
That was for Henry.
fucked up the butt by Mads Mikkelsen. All right, so he, I think, like, in the presence of Mads Mikkelsen in this diner, he instantly becomes a bottom.
Oh, yeah?
Isn't like Mads Mikkelsen has such a dominant energy.
I definitely got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Anyway, let's talk about it. This film, it came out last month.
What if it was Farrell? Who's who with Farrell?
What do you mean?
If it was Colin Farrell and Jude Law.
Ooh, now that's a question.
Maybe they switch?
Yeah, I think they'd switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're ambidextrous, like we've said before.
Ambidextrous. Did you come up with that?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
I did.
good. That's very good. Anyway, this movie came out April 15th, 2022. All right. On a budget of $200 million. I don't think we did that for Batman. And so
Yeah? What was the budget?
Batman was also $200 million. These movies had the exact same budget. Batman made $770.3 at the box office. Secrets of Dumbledore did $396.1. All right. Not great. And there is some question now as to whether there will be another Fantastic Beasts movie. Frankly,
I thought
I thought they wrapped up all the fucking threads I was interested in. I don't need to see any more. Yeah,
I agree. We got the Jacob thing. Dumbledore is like well respected.
Yeah, they married off Fogler and Queenie.
Yeah, that's Jacob. Yeah.
Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't know the characters' names except for Newt Scamander.
You said Queenie. That's the character name.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I guess I do know some of the characters' names. Queenie. Because I don't know that actress. She's just some cute blonde.
She's good, though.
She's totally good. I agree. I liked her in the last movie, too. Anyway, I have the top 10 box office for 2022 through May. Do you want to see what's on there?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to guess both of these, right?
Yeah, yep, they are. The Batman currently sitting at number 1, and of course, Secrets of Dumbledore is number 7.
Number 7. Okay. Oh, this is actually tough. I mean, I haven't really seen any movies this year. Doctor Strange is in theaters. Is that anywhere?
Yep, that's number 2 already.
Number 2 already. Sonic was this year.
That's number 3.
Probably all I got.
You're literally going in order. That's how good you are.
That's probably all I got.
Are you crazy? Think about big movies that have come out this year. We covered one.
The Lost City? The
Lost City's number 6. Yeah, we're only like June 1st, right? It's still May actually. So like, you know, not that much has come out. Think about what's come out.
I can't think of what's come out is the problem.
All right, number 10 is Morbius. Still in the top 10. Morbius.
It's Morbin time.
Yeah, have you seen that? Is that really from the movie?
No. I haven't seen it. I think people are making that up.
Is it? Because I saw a clip and it looked real.
Is it real? That's
funny.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
All
I want to. But they're going to make a second one now because everyone's like making a big deal about it.
They're not. I don't think it's going to actually happen.
I hope they do.
It's just a viral hit. I think Morbius will show up like in a Sinister 6 movie or some bullshit, but I don't think we're going to see like Morbius 2.
Do you know who's in the post-credits of Morbius?
No, and don't spoil me.
I don't know it.
Oh, okay. Number 9 was Scream. Scream made a lot of money. Yeah. 8 was The Bad Guys, that animated movie.
Okay.
7 was Dumbledore. 6, The Lost City. 5, Uncharted, baby. Was just talking about it. Number 4, listen to this. How big was this fucking opening weekend that this movie is already sitting at number 4 for the year? Top Gun Maverick.
Whoa. It's Cruise.
How about that? Yeah.
Cruise can open a movie.
That might be fucking number 1 soon.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then like you
Maybe
said,
not.
Sonic 2, Doc Strange in this. I mean, it's the number 1 movie of 1986. Top Gun.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, everything's going to be beat by Avatar, though.
I just got matched on OkCupid by a married lady, just like a non-monog married lady. Should I bone her?
Yeah, if you
Sorry.
matched, if you've
I
gotten that
guess.
far.
Yeah, I don't think I realized she was married when I swiped right.
Well,
All right.
she doesn't seem to care.
I guess I shouldn't be checking OkCupid during the podcast, right? I got a
That's all right.
notification.
That's okay.
All right. Let's get into the Dumbledore secrets. Why not?
Yeah.
So, like, I haven't seen... So you watched the second one, didn't you?
Ish.
All right. Now, I haven't seen it since it came out. I saw the first one in theaters. Was excited about it, okay?
Yeah, me too.
Then...
Very excited. Harry Potter's back.
No,
That's
for sure.
exciting.
For sure. I was pumped for that first one.
Yeah, me too. I remember like how excited
I was like excited specifically that J.K. Rowling was writing it.
Yeah, if we only know.
I know. Like, and it's not even that like I'm mad now that she's a TERF. Like the TERF thing doesn't, like, I still want to read more stories by J.K. Like I like J.K. as a writer, but like to me, she's just not a screenwriter. She's proven it now. They gave her an opportunity on that first one. She wrote that script by herself, right? It came out. I didn't like it. Nobody liked it. All right?
The
Then-
first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Well, Henry liked it. Martha liked it.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Then the second one comes out, Crimes of Grindelwald, and like she wrote that one by herself. And then nobody liked that either. All right? And I was less excited, and I saw it for the podcast specifically, and Martha came on to talk about it, and I still didn't like it. And then
Yeah.
and Martha and Henry did. You're right. And I felt like what world am I living in?
Yeah, I remember they loved it actually.
Yeah.
Like, they were way into it.
And so then this one is announced, and it just felt desperate right from the announcement. Calling it The Secrets of Dumbledore, putting Dumbledore's name in the title like that, doesn't that just feel desperate?
Does it?
Yeah.
You've never had any of them with Dumbledore. You think now that because he's like people talk about him as being gay, you can never have him in the title?
It's not the gay thing. No, it's just that he's a popular character from the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, I thought you meant because she was like righting wrongs and she was
No,
like, all right,
she
this
calls,
is the
like-
one we're talking about it.
It's not a matter of her. To me, Warner Brothers is the desperate ones. They have the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It doesn't do that well. Then the Crimes of Grindelwald. It doesn't do well. The next one, they're just like, fuck it, call it Dumbledore.
Yeah, I had no problem with it.
I mean, they might as well have called this like Harry Potter and the past of the Wizarding World community. I just think Warner Brothers, this whole franchise reeks of desperation for me. The way the movie opens, where it says Wizarding World, like those openings for Marvel and DC.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Dude, like you gotta cut that out. Because
I don't like the new Star Wars one either.
No, I hate that shit. And it's
that's
too
lame.
long. It's like fucking 3 minutes long.
And it looks, I know Star Wars is like, I guess, made for kids or whatever, but that looks like it's like made for babies, that intro. It's so lame.
Star Wars is made for babies.
But I know, whatever. But I hate it.
Everybody enjoying Baby Leia?
No, it sucks.
Little baby Leia. How old is she actually? Like 10 in that?
Yeah, probably 8, 9, 10.
I haven't seen any pics, but people say she looks like whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Anyway.
She sucks, whatever.
Yeah. So Dumbledore. So what a tough production. They lost Depp to his domestic abuse trial.
Are we Team Herd or Team Depp?
Neither. We're team get these two fucking idiots off the planet.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but they
He
replaced
did make
him.
Rango. That's pretty good.
That's your defense for Johnny Depp, Rango?
That's the
You
first one I
can't at
thought
least
of.
go with like Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, no, that's the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, a lesser reported fact about this movie is that they had to recast the character of Aberforth. You know,
Oh, yeah?
Dumbledore's brother.
Yeah, they recast him?
Yeah. Yeah, are you familiar with why?
No.
Because the dude who played him in the first two movies was convicted for 3 years in prison for rape.
Oh my god. I don't even remember who he was in the first
He's
ones.
just a random actor. His name is Kevin Guthrie. He's a Scottish fella. And I didn't realize it was a different Aberforth because I don't care about these movies. But when I looked up the actor, I noticed that he wasn't in the first two. And I remembered Aberforth being in them. I was like, what the fuck happened there? Googled it. Well,
Wow.
the other guy couldn't be in the movie. He's in prison for rape.
Well, I thought this guy was okay. Yeah, I thought he was good.
I thought he's fine. Yeah, but like, what a weird. I mean, what a weird franchise to rewatch. You're gonna have like three different dudes playing the villain. Dumbledore's brothers was like a rapist. You have to ignore that.
Eddie
Like, it's
Redmayne is the
crazy.
lead.
Eddie Redmayne. What a worthless actor. What a worthless actor. Just zero worth coming off of this fella.
Yeah, really. What's his like big he played
The
guy
Theory
in the
of
wheelchair.
Everything. That made him. Yeah, the Stephen Hawking movie. It was Stephen Hawking in Love. That's basically what it was. Like Shakespeare in Love, but not Shakespeare. Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. And I guess people loved him in that, so they cast him in more stuff. But they're gonna stop, right?
They've
Like
got to. I feel like they have. Like he's just sort of hanging on to this fantastic beast. He was supposed to be the lead of these fucking movies, right?
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, when it's presented in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Newt Scamander's basically the Harry Potter of these movies. And then I feel like he has less to do in all of them. Like at a certain point, they were just like, clearly this character's not catching on. We've got to keep him in the movie, but just give him less to do. It's almost like Jar Jar Binks after Phantom Menace.
Yeah, but he does more in this than Jar Jar does in Revenge of the Sith. Remember when he's walking with the crabs? You don't remember that part?
Dude, those crabs were gross. I gotta give it to this movie. This is the best Fantastic Beasts movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's not even close. None of them are good movies. All 8 Harry Potter movies are better than these movies.
Yeah.
Much like The Hobbit versus Lord of the Rings. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just more to this one. It was more fun. They actually had some fantastic
The end I was
beasts.
into. The ending I was like sort of intrigued and into.
Yeah, but is that the mode of election in the wizarding community?
It seems like it, yeah.
Listen, it is
You gotta kind of
established.
chillin'.
It is established in this film the way elections work in the wizarding community. And
Better than the way they work here with electoral votes.
Oh, listen to you getting political. Yeah, that's fair. All right, we don't have it great here either. But
yeah, get us a chillin'.
yeah, I guess I didn't know if there were elections in the wizarding community. And my thought on it was always like, maybe there's not because it's created by J.K. Rowling, who grew up in a monarchy, you know. But also, I feel like she wants to make it seem like the wizarding world is much more sort of liberal and open and advanced than the Muggle world. And so I would think like they would have free, fair elections, right?
Maybe this is the most fair.
Well, they make it seem like this form of election is like infallible, right?
Yeah.
Where it's a fantastic beast is born named a Chillin, right? It's like a little
Like a deer.
deer-like creature, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, like the Instagram wizards are like hanging out with those Chillins, just like going chillin' with my Chillin,
Oh, that's good.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
And anyway, so these Chillins, they can look at a human being and know their true heart. And when they find a human being who is pure of heart, they kneel down to them. Okay? And that's how we choose our elections. It's like when one of these deer. But it's like, imagine if this is how it worked. First of all, like, what do we know about Chillins? Like, do these magizoologists really believe that Chillins have the people's best interests at heart? Like, are they does a pro-life person get picked, or is a pro-choice person not pure of heart? I don't understand how it works. To me, it's the equivalent of if they had like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump stand on opposite sides of a stage and put like a golden retriever in the center of the stage, and they were like, "Come to me, boy, come to me," and it
Right.
was like whoever the dog went to is the president.
Right. You wouldn't like that.
I
Because
would.
I'm kind of into it.
Yeah, you're into it until the fucking dog goes over to Trump, and then there's a big fucking controversy because you find out Trump had beef jerky in his pockets, and he says he didn't, and they call that the big lie, the jerky lie.
He's like the guy from Survivor Australia.
Yeah, Kel from episode
He's
2.
just like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was just a piece of stick. I was just chewing on a piece of bark, guys.
But that's different. The golden retriever doesn't know their true heart the way a chillin does.
But what does that say about a person? I don't understand what that means. Like,
yeah, it's a good point.
Is a person who is true of heart capable of infidelity? Is he capable of telling a lie?
No.
Like, how pure do you have to be? Dumbledore is gay, right? And
he has secrets too. How can you have secrets and be like pure of heart?
But think about this. Dumbledore is a homosexual. And I don't know why I said it that way. And the chillin bends towards Dumbledore to say Dumbledore is pure of heart. Right?
I guess that's JK saying, hey, it's okay.
But there are many people in the world. Like, I'm not saying they're pure of heart, but there's a huge number of the community that doesn't believe that being gay is okay, especially since these movies take place in the 30s.
Right.
All right. And so my question is, like, what do they say? Like, aren't there people protesting the chillin' for choosing a gay guy as being pure of heart?
He's gay? They don't know that, do they?
I mean, come on. Look at Mads. They see the way they look at each other.
Has there ever been a gay politician?
What are you talking about?
Like someone that was gay that was almost president?
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember Pete Buttigieg?
Yeah, I remember him. I didn't know he was gay.
He's a gay fella.
Okay.
He met his husband on Bumble. I remember that. Or Hinge, maybe Hinge.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also, just because you're the most pure of heart doesn't mean you'd be the best to like lead these people, right?
I agree. Do you have the ruthlessness? Are you capable of being a commander-in-chief in a time of war if you're pure at heart? As we found out at AEW Double or Nothing, Hangman Adam Page could have hit CM Punk with the title belt, but he's pure of heart, so he didn't. Then, seconds later, CM Punk hits him with the GTS. He's AEW champion right now. Pure of heart doesn't always lead to great results.
So if that was the thing, he almost hit him and would have been DQ'd and kept the belt, but he didn't do it?
No, he wouldn't have been DQ'd. The ref was knocked out. He could have knocked CM Punk out with that belt shot. He would have been knocked out.
But that's another move that wrestlers should do more. Like, if you're about to lose, just get disqualified, and then you'll keep the belt.
That happens all the time. Well,
it
happens
more, you'd think.
People complain about it too much.
I get why he does it for storytelling reasons, but
yeah.
As a champion, why wouldn't you always just do that?
Well, I think there's probably like little kayfabe rules. Like, if you do that too many times, you're stripped of the belt.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And people, you want people to like you too.
Yeah, we should stop talking about wrestling. Anyway,
but I like the chillin'. I thought chillin' was cool.
Listen, it's a cute thing, and I actually really did like the sequence early on where like Eddie Redmayne's like running from those like wizard Nazis down that hill, and with the chillin', and there's that big mountain, whatever. Anyway, how come there are so many wizard Hitlers?
Yeah,
like,
are there so many? I guess so. We've seen a lot.
Hear me out. Voldemort was just a Hitler, right? That's all we were doing in Harry Potter. We were doing Wizard Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
So in this movie, like Grindelwald, he's trying to like hijack this election or whatever, which I think is a Trump reference, actually.
Yeah, probably.
And but the more important thing is that his whole thing is he's like anti-Muggle, and he's pure blood wizards, Gruul, and he wants to rule over the wizarding community with an iron fist. He's just a Hitler. All of the villains in these Harry Potter movies are just fake Hitlers. And so to me, how am I supposed to look at this wizarding world and want to live there? They're not as advanced as us. We only had one Hitler.
for us to want to live there?
Well, I think it's supposed to seem aspirational, isn't it?
Um, I don't know. I mean, in those first movies, like you really do love living in that world. Don't know?
Yeah. You get that a little bit in this movie too. I liked when they visited Hogwarts. Like it did reek of desperation because they're just looking for familiar shit to put in these movies at this point. But I don't know. I liked when the Slytherin boys pranked Dan Fogler.
That was okay. Can I say something about Dan Fogler? I like him.
I'm so excited to never have to look at this guy's face again.
Yeah, I know you hate him, but I like him.
He's a poor man's Josh Gad.
No way.
And
He's better than
when
Josh Gad.
and if you're a poor man's Josh Gad, just kill yourself.
He's not though. He's better. I like him. He's not just like the goofy bumbling guy. I think he's kind of charming and good.
He's trying to be. I think he has chemistry with that Queenie, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think he really does. I like them.
He lost some weight. Did you notice that?
He's looking great. Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, a little spelter Dan Fogler in this film.
Yeah, no, I thought he's looking good.
Yeah. I feel like in the first two movies it was like ridiculous that Queenie would be into him, and this movie it like made a little more sense.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Hey, you know who I liked in this movie? My MVP probably.
Ezra Miller?
No, Jesus. Well, let's talk about him in a second though. Jessica Williams.
Oh, is she Lally?
Yeah, they brought in Lally.
She's cool.
Who's like the
right?
head of the horror office, and she's sort of this like hip, cool black wizard. And to me, it felt anachronistic. Like this would not be a character in like the 30s. But I thought she was fantastic. I really like Jessica Williams in this movie.
Yeah.
I found her fairly effervescent, and I was just talking about her. Do you remember when in Hot Tub Time Machine 2? In the future of 2025, they had Jessica Williams hosting the Daily Show.
No, I don't remember that.
And don't you remember that? And I said this would be a better version of the Daily Show than the one right now hosted by Trevor Noah.
Yes, I do remember that, but I didn't know who
it
this
was.
So
her.
I didn't remember that.
Incredible. So yeah,
but yeah, she's great.
She
and
was
everything
delightful.
she says is great.
Yeah, really funny. Added a lot of energy to her scenes, man. Because most of these scenes, it's like Dan Fogler, Eddie Redmayne, Eddie Redmayne's even more boring brother, and like that one black dude who barely has any lines. Like,
well, he goes over to the
gets,
bad
like,
side. For
he
half
gets
the movie.
brainwashed like halfway through the movie. Yeah, and so like most of those scenes are just like those people hanging around a room chatting, and it's like I couldn't give a shit about anything anybody's saying. And so at least Jessica Williams comes in to spice up those scenes and lets me pay attention a little bit. Let's talk about Ezra Miller.
Credence.
I have a theory that they only had Ezra Miller in this movie for an afternoon, and they just cut and pasted shots of him from that afternoon into different parts of the movie.
Very interesting.
It's not my theory because the special effects look bad. Like it looks like he's in every scene. I just don't know how that could be because he barely talks. I don't know if he has a single line of dialogue in this movie.
He does. Near the end, he's like, "This chillin' is dead."
He says that.
Yeah, he's like, he killed the chillin'.
I mean,
he says it like lame too.
What is going on with this guy? Ezra Miller, correct me if I'm wrong, at some point was an incredibly promising young actor. He was.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Ezra. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, so he was in. We need to talk about Kevin. That was why I made that joke, and he's great in that movie. And then it just sort of like immediately went bad. Like what he was in, what Perks of Being a Wallflower? Yeah. That was good for him. Like that got him a lot of notice, and he's good in that movie. I don't love that movie, but he's good in it. And then he was cast as the Flash, and that seemed to be like a big deal.
I don't like him in those.
Yeah. And then he's put in this movie, and he doesn't seem to be trying. Like I don't even think he's acting in this movie. It's like he's just there, and they're pointing a camera at him.
And also, I think recently he did something. I think he got in a fight with people.
Let me ask:
like him.
Is he an addict? Because
I don't know.
All right. It's not just one incident like that. Like you're saying, like recently he got in a fight with some people. Like, first of all, I think he's been arrested like 3 times for like domestic abuse recently. Not always like people he knows, but just like fighting locals places. And there was this weird thing going on where Ezra Miller took a vacation to Hawaii, okay? And he was buying up a lot of property in Hawaii. Like he was intending to move down there and like build something. And
Okay.
he was down in Hawaii for like a month. And it sort of started becoming a thing on the subreddit for the state of Hawaii,
Wow.
where just like every day, just like local retailers and waiters were posting stories about Ezra Miller being a piece of shit. Like every single day, multiple times a day, you'd be reading these stories. And so I think he just like went down and like terrorized Hawaii for like a month.
Yeah. I'm out on Ezra Miller.
No, I'm fully out on Ezra Miller. And I don't know how you can't how you wouldn't be. Like how do you watch this movie and think like his performance as an actor supersedes what he's doing as a person? You know, it's like it's one thing to like sit there and defend like
Cruise.
yeah, sure. Like that's a great example because like I have issues with Tom Cruise because of Scientology, but like at a certain point you have to just put that aside and be like, yeah, but I got to watch this new Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like
It's Ezra
with
Miller.
it's Ezra Miller, like he's not bringing anything to these movies anymore.
Yeah, he's the only one competing for the LVP spot.
He is, yeah. And there's bad actors in this movie. Like I hate Dan Fogler. I called him there's literally a man in this movie that I referred to as the poor man's Josh Gad earlier in this episode, and I'm still giving the LVP to Ezra Miller.
Oh, you are going LVP Ezra
Yeah.
Miller. Okay. But Fogler is not even close to the worst part of this movie. Like Fogler is one of the better parts of this movie. I like Fogler in this movie a lot.
No, I agree. I got no beef with Fogler in this one.
Yeah, it's
I
between
even liked his
Ezra
mustache.
and yeah, me too. And Eddie
I did
Redmayne.
not. I'll tell you what. I did not like his opening scene. That scene where he like hugs Queenie in his bakery, and then she's not really there, and we see a far shot of him like hugging air. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Has
okay.
anybody ever done that?
No.
That's like a trope in movies you see all the time. I hallucinated my ex.
Or you're like kissing. You think you're kissing one, but it's like a mop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me one time. I hallucinated one time in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I went to a diner and I thought I was talking to somebody and I wasn't. It was
also
weird.
happened to you at Barnes and Noble with the wimpy kid.
Oh, come on. I just saw a cardboard cutout from far away that looked like a cute girl, and it was actually an 11-year-old boy.
Yeah. That's so great.
Yeah. And I thought it was a real person, but it was a cardboard cutout. That's the best part of that story.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, I would love to find that cardboard cutout. I wonder if someone could Google that.
What? Find where
Like
it is?
a picture of the cardboard cutout that I thought was an attractive lady.
Oh, I'm sure they could. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Something crazy that happened in this movie was Dumbledore tells us that he killed his sister.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. And then he sort of like waves it off like, you know, it was nobody's fault. And I was like, it seems like it was your fault.
Well, it seems like it was both their fault. Like he says that Aberforth was pissed because he and Gellert Grindelwald were gonna go off together. So he was like gonna fight him, and then so Dumbledore pulled out his wand and was gonna fight him, and then his sister came down and got killed. But does that mean he was like trying to kill his brother, but accidentally killed his sister?
Yes. At one point,
That's so crazy.
Dumbledore says, "I don't know whose wand strike hit her, mine or Aberforth," which means that they were both throwing out killing blows. And then Dumbledore's like, it doesn't matter ultimately. And I'm like, it matters.
Yeah, that matters.
I think it matters which one of you murdered your sister.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems so good. And he just like that's just like a line
if
that's said,
you got
and
into like
then we
a
move on.
gunfight in your living room and your sister died, I think you'd try and figure out which one of you shot her.
That's the exact same thing. It's crazy that that's just not talked about anymore.
Yeah.
Also, I thought it was weird. Her name
that's
is
a
Ariana.
secret. That's a secret of Dumbledore.
Yeah, you're right.
Ariana, you didn't like that?
I thought it was a little weird, right?
Too modern, too young.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So.
Ariana Dumbledore. Well, it's like Ariana Huffington. You're just thinking of Grande.
Yeah, well, who's Ariana Huffington?
the founder of the Huffington Post. She's like a news person.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking Ariana Grande. I thought it was a little weird.
Yeah. What about Ariana Richards from Jurassic Park?
Oh, yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Also, I like that they have this little charm where they can't battle each other, like they can't go against each other, but then they end up doing and it like breaks the charm or whatever. I like that they were like they loved each other so much that they made it where they can't go like even if they wanted to, they can't go against each other. I like their relationship. That's the best part of this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's compelling. I really like Mickelson and Jude Law when they're on screen together. It just only really happens like 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's good
Um,
though.
yeah, I mean it's a pretty fun movie. I don't know that I was just invested in the election stuff. Why it was weird that both Batman and Fantastic Beasts were mired in like election drama.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. By the way, the woman they got to play like the mayor in what was her name, like Bella Real or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
I feel like she looked like she was 19 years old.
Really? Yeah. Oh, she did look young. I don't know about that young, but I was wondering, like, how old do you have to be to run for this? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think you'd have to be like 34 or something, but I don't
Yeah.
know. She looked like she was in high school.
Did she
Uh,
die? She gets shot at one point. I don't. Does
she
she die?
doesn't die. Yeah, she gets. There's an attempted assassination, but they save her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I
Can't
thought
wait
they
to see
should
her
have
again.
killed her. Yeah, like why do we need to save that character? There's that whole banquet scene. I thought that scene was pretty baller actually. When when she makes that bridge out of like little pieces of paper.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was cool.
I guess so. Didn't really
I feel
serve.
like there were like I just think there were like cuter beasts in this movie and like more fun set pieces. Like I didn't have a problem. It's too long. It's 2 hours and 23 minutes and without credits 2 hours and 14 minutes. And I definitely felt the length. I was getting restless around 90. Okay? But like
I think
up
no. I think a lot of it is boring until like the end, and then when the end happens, I'm like pretty into it.
I disagree. I was sort of just like I was down for this movie. Like I don't hate this movie. I'm gonna give it a 2. Like it's not a good movie, but all of these
It's a
movies
good
are
2.
2s. It's a Fantastic Beasts is a 2 franchise, but I'm ranking these babies 3, 2, 1. They definitely did get better as they got along, and I hope to Christ they never fucking make another one.
The crabs stuff in this movie was pretty long and pretty stupid.
Yeah, and I found them gross.
Yeah, they were.
I was disgusted by those crabs.
But they were more like
Yeah,
scorpions than
you know,
crabs. Kind
a
of.
lot of a lot of this movie is just Pokemon, isn't it? Like, remember at the
Yeah,
beginning when he's
basically.
like helping the chitlin give birth and shit? He just seemed to me like a Pokemon trainer in the wild.
Well, that's how Pokemon Go opens, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, you are kind of right. They are like Pokemon. You got to go and try and catch them.
Yeah, the Wizarding World, I think the Wizarding World is just Pokemon. And it leads me to believe that they could probably make a pretty good live action Pokemon movie. That's not Detective Pikachu.
He carries around those 2 little guys with him. The little Niffler.
I like Pick. The little weed.
Yeah, I always.
He's cute. Remember when he has the engagement ring at the end of the movie around his neck? That's cute.
Yeah, that is pretty cute. He's a little like Groot. He's just like a little plant that he carries around.
He's actually a lot like Groot. He's probably a Groot ripoff. You're right.
Yeah. Was Groot small though?
I never realized that. Well, he gets small, doesn't he? They made him Baby Groot.
Right, but I think they might have made this before he's Baby Groot. So they might have jumped the gun on that one.
I disagree. That happened in Volume 2. Or at the
But isn't
very
that
end
after?
of Volume. That happened at the end of Volume 1, didn't it? The very end of Volume 1.
Oh yeah, they explode and then he comes back as a
Yeah.
You're right. But then he turns into adolescent Groot, right? He's only baby, and then you're right.
That's right. It's fucking Groot.
And that's
ripoff.
2014. So yeah, I guess you're right.
And then the other one's that little platypus fella.
Platypus?
He doesn't get a lot of screen time.
Oh, the Niffler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
I don't
a
like him as
platypus,
much.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of
2
the
stars.
beasts in this movie, like they didn't think that much. It's like Pokemon. You know how Pokemon is like Krabby? It's just like a crab, or Zubat. It's just a bat. Like this movie has a lot of that. It's just like it's like a crab scorpion thing, and one that's like just a deer with scales. Yeah,
right. I'm into it though. I like it.
It's alright. It's fine.
I give it 2 stars. Also, my MVP is gonna be you could go Lally, you could, but I'm gonna go Jude Law.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. I love Jude Law, and he's great in this. I think you could also go Mads Mikkelsen, who's excellent in this.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
With a very thankless task, like coming in for the third movie, replacing the villain, like,
Yeah,
you
that's a
know,
good point.
whatever. And he's not doing the voice. Like Depp was putting on a character in the second one, and Matt Mikkelsen's like, I'm not interested in that. I'm
But
not
isn't that
doing that.
aren't you supposed to act when you're acting though? Isn't that the point?
Yeah, but I think that if you're picking up a role from a previous actor, a lot of actors would try to sort of give while giving their own take on it, emulating them a little bit. That was a lot of people's problem with Michael Gambon in when he came on in Prisoner of Azkaban, is that he was doing a completely different thing than what Richard Harris was doing.
Yeah, and Mads Mikkelsen has to make you like really buy into the Grindel or the Dumbledore stuff, and you really do. I don't think you do, or at least I didn't. Maybe you would in this one, but I don't think I would with Depp as much.
Yeah.
But
Who's your LVP?
my LVP is going to be Eddie Redmayne.
Not Ezra?
No,
All
Eddie
right.
Redmayne's like the main guy, and he sucks.
I liked him way more than Ezra Miller in this one.
Ezra Miller
Um,
just doesn't do as much. He's not as less valuable.
he is less valuable, I think. I let me ask you a question. If you're David Yates, where do you go from here? He directed Harry Potter's 5 through 8. All right?
Yep.
He, he he was an indie filmmaker. They plucked from obscurity, okay? Then he directed 4 Harry Potter movies, did not make any other movies before embarking on Fantastic Beasts, and has now made 3 Fantastic Beasts movies. He just announced that if this franchise does come back for a 4th film, he's moving on. Oh, he
Good.
did direct one other movie. He
Oh,
did a
did he?
Tarzan movie. God, I don't even remember that coming out.
Which one?
With Alexander
Yeah,
Skarsgård?
I remember that. I didn't know he made that.
Yeah, I guess he did. Maybe I should watch
Is that
that.
the Legend of Tarzan?
Yeah, it is the legend of fucking
Didn't they
Tarzan.
make one with No, never mind. That's Hercules. Never mind.
Right now, he's attached. The next film he's making is going to be a real departure. It's a film called Pain Hustlers, and it's Liza dreams of a better life for her and her daughter. So she gets a job at a bankrupt pharmacy, and Liza's guts catapult the company and her into the high life, not knowing that she will soon be in the middle of a criminal conspiracy. It's just like a completely different thing. I think he's trying to reboot his entire career.
Did
Like
he
he's
write this?
no, he didn't. He just, he picked it up. It's based on a true story, I believe, or
Well,
yeah, and he has Emily Blunt attached as the lead.
okay. It must be what he wants to do. I mean, he could really do anything he wants to, right? You have to imagine, like people they owe
I
him
think
something.
I think after Harry Potter, David Yates could do anything he wanted to. I think now, yeah, Warner Brothers probably owes him a movie or two, but I think that his stock in Hollywood has probably gone significantly down after these Fantastic Beasts movies.